Hello everyone, and welcome to my first episode of Tales of Maj'Eyal, which I hope I am pronouncing correctly. Let me know in the comments if I'm not. This game is a roguelike that was recently released on Steam, but has been available since I think it was 2010 on this company's website, which I will provide a link below in the description. But I did not know about this game until it was released on Steam, so I'm very excited that it was because I am a fan of roguelikes. I'm not a veteran, but I definitely do enjoy a good roguelike here and there. My last one that I enjoyed was Dungeons of Dreadmore, which was released on Steam a year or two ago. But that is an excellent game. If you are a fan of roguelikes, I would definitely suggest you check that game out if you have not played it yet. So, when you first open up this game, down here is going to be the online profile, and it's going to say log in with your Steam account, I think. So you're going to want to click that, and it's basically going to unlock this game, because when you download it, or at least when I did, it may have been changed by now, I downloaded technically the free version of this game, which again I believe is available on the website, but if you link your Steam profile after purchasing this game, then you're going to unlock the benefit of the donator version. So remember to do that. Remember to click the button that's going to be down here and link your account so that you unlock the donator version of this game. So we're going to jump into the new game here and actually show you a quick benefit, or one of the benefits you get from having the donator version, which you will have if you buy this game on Steam. You get to select a custom tile. So you get to select from all of these different avatars to represent your character. Otherwise, if you have the free version, you are forced to play with the default avatar of the, humans, the elf. Let's click there, like you can see it changed a little bit. So yeah, so if you don't want to mess around with just the default characters, if you want to have a lot of options available, you will select this custom tile. And I mean, there's just so much stuff. There's like lizards, there's orcs, there's undead. There's these little furry creatures that remind me of Star Wars. There is these @ symbols with, a Mario hat and a plunger. I don't know, in case you want to roll around with as an @ symbol. It's really cool. There's an R2D2 there too. That's kind of funny. But anyway, for this Let's Play, I think I'm going to, or for this look, I should say, I'm going to play as just a sword and shield kind of warrior, just to show you the basics of this game. So I think this should be an appropriate avatar. I think it's actually a skeleton. That's cool. I'll roll around as a undead warrior. I'm going to choose, going very basic here, I'm going to choose a human. And I guess I should kind of go over this. So under each race, there are actually sub-races, which is what you will actually choose from. So for human, we have higher and Kornak, and you'll notice on the right side of the screen that each one has their own lore and their bonuses. So for a higher human, you can see that I will gain 1 strength, 1 dex, 0 constitution, 1 magic, 1 willpower, and 11 life per level. The downside is that for this race, I will have a 15% experience penalty, which means I'm going to level up slower than, let's say, a Kornak human, who has a 0 experience penalty if you choose them, because they don't gain any stat modifiers from the beginning. They also do gain less life. So you could just kind of have to pick whichever one you think would be best for whatever class you're going to want to choose. So for this one, I will choose the human, and we will choose, well, I won't choose the higher because as a warrior, you're not going to need the +1 to magic, and I don't think you really need the +1 to dex either. Willpower, I believe, dictates how much stamina you have, which will be important, but we're going to just choose the basic Kornak human. I'm going to go to the warrior class, and each class has sub-classes. You can see that there's a lot of locked classes and races here. So I'm not exactly sure how each of these classes unlock, but I did do a test game that unlocked this wilder class and I'll tell you how. My character was going around this forest, and I came across a tree that was summoning bees. And because I witnessed a summon happening, I was told by a little message that said I have now gained access to the summoner class, which is in the, or I guess subclass, which is in the wilder class. So then this became available to me after I did my little test game before I actually started to record this. So that's pretty cool if you actually unlock classes just by basically seeing those classes out in the world. That's pretty cool. So yeah, at some point I'll probably do a summoner playthrough maybe, I'm not sure. But for right now, we're going to stick to the basics. we're going to go to the Bulwark Warrior, which is your basic sword and shield or axe and shield type of warrior. So we're going to click that. And each class also is going to give you stat modifiers, as you can see here, and even additional life per level. So, oh, and I should say this too. If this is going to be your first time, I would highly suggest that you click on the tutorial and do the basic gameplay. It's about a 5 or 10 minute tutorial, not that long, and it's really helpful. So, I'm going to create a name here. Let's just do something I've used before. Let's say Verlin, the Undead Knight. Why not? And then after you select your race and your class, you can then hit play. Now, before we jump in, I also want to mention that this game already, on the Steam Workshop for this game, has a lot of races and classes that people have already modded into the game. I'm assuming they're just porting what work they've already done to this game before it was released on Steam, but now they're just pulling their work over into the Steam Workshop, which is why there's already so many mods available for this game that was technically just released on Steam, a day or two ago. So I know that this is an open source game, so there's tons of mods available for this game already, tons of new races, tons of new classes, so that just adds even more to the replayability factor of this game, which replayability is a very high, it's a thing that I consider highly in games. It's something I love having in games. So alright, with that out of the way, we're going to actually click play and jump into the game. Oh, yes. I will overwrite my previous Verlin, because it was just a test game. I do not care about that character. Alright, so when you jump into the game, you're going to get into your level up screen automatically. So, we're going to start with 3 stat points, 2 class points, and it's pretty cool, because the stat points affect your stats down in this column. Class points are going to be, these are your class techniques that are unique to each class. I did another test game as a mage, and just to make sure that these skills here were not available for the mage. So yeah, these are all going to be different for the classes. Category point, I believe, unlocks a new talent. Class... Yeah, okay. So, this category point could unlock like this. So if I click on this, prerequisites not met. Oh wait, what? Talent category known. There we go. Okay, I'm sorry, I had to click on this part. So let me right click and you can see the category points just went back up to 1. I click on that and now I've unlocked this entire tree to level up. So the category points determine if you want to learn a new chain of skills here or here. So there you go. I can unlock technique field control with the category points. So keep that in mind. And it's the UI is awesome because it's like class points affects this, generic points affects this column, category points could affect either or. I love how this is set up. So anyway, as a shield and sword warrior, I think strength is going to be pretty important. Now on the right side, you're going to notice everything changes as I kind of go through the stats because it's telling you what that stat is. So strength defines your character's ability to apply physical force, increases your melee damage, your damage done with heavy weapons, and your chance to resist physical effects. And below that, you see the stat gives. That's going to tell you exactly what you're going to be getting for your points that you put into there. So 1 point is granting me 1 physical power. It's changing my max encumbrance by plus 1.8 and my physical saves. So I can just keep pouring into that. Oh, and actually, if we go up to 18 strength, you see that this now unlocked. So there you go. So it also tells you the prerequisites before you can actually learn this talent or skill. And this was strength 18. That's kind of cool. But anyway, I'm going to just put 1 point into that. Let's look at dexterity. Let's see, agile and alert. It increases your chance to hit, your ability to avoid attacks, and your damage with light or ranged weapons. I don't know for sure yet because I just started playing, but I believe light weapons would be like daggers, and I think one-handed weapons are still considered heavy. But I honestly don't know for sure yet. I think. But I'm sure I'll find out eventually. Then we have Constitution, which is going to be a pretty important stat for a warrior. I'm going to put a couple points into that because this increases our physical resistance and our max life. So we'll put 1 into that. Magic is probably going to be something that I don't really care about. You can see that this will give you, it does increase your spell save, which I guess could be useful, but it also increases your spell power. I won't kind of get into that yet. Willpower defines your character's ability to concentrate. It increases your mana, your stamina, your psi capacity, and your chance to resist mental attacks. So, for mages, they get mana. For warriors, we get stamina. And I did jump into the summoner class real quick, and they have psi capacity. So each classes have different pools of resources that they use from. For us, it's going to be stamina, which is going to be pretty important. So willpower seems that's going to be pretty important for most classes, because your abilities that you use will use up stamina. So I'll probably jump a point into that. And the last stat is going to be cunning, which increases your character's ability to learn, think, and react. It allows you to learn many worldly abilities and increase your mental capabilities and chance of critical hits. So I guess your mental save goes up, your crit chance, and your mind power, which I'm not exactly sure what mind power affects yet. Alright, so with those stat points out of the way, let's go to class points. We have 2, and we automatically have this shield pummel and shield wall skill unlocked. So it breaks down everything if you hover over these things. So on the right there, it shows you that, well, I mean everything. Your current level is 1, and at level 1, your stamina cost is 9.4 to activate this ability. The range is melee personal, so it's going to be right in front of you. Cooldown is 6 turns, because in most roguelikes, this roguelike, like others, it's a turn-based system. Travel speed instantaneous, telling you that as soon as you activate the skill is going to immediately affect whatever you're hitting, so there's no, turn time between attack. Let's see. Also, in the description, it tells you how much damage it's going to do, and then in brackets, how much damage it could do if you level up. So again, this UI is very helpful. It's very easy to kind of get into off the bat. Same thing with shield wall. It will tell you down in the description that, this enters a protective battle stance, increasing your defense by 8, but it would be 11 if you increase it to 2, and your armor by 13 or 16 if you, again, increase the skill point to 2. So that's really cool. We could also learn, because we don't have any points you can see, that's 0 of 5, we could learn Rush, which the travel speed again is instantaneous, so there are no turns between when you activate the ability and it's actually resolved, which is good to know. It tells you 26 mana cost to actually use. The range is 6 squares away. The cooldown is going to be 34 turns. You rush towards your target with incredible speed. If the target is reached, you get a free attack doing 120% of your weapon damage. If the attack hits, the target is dazed for 3 turns. And you must rush from at least 2 tiles away. So that's a really cool charge ability to initiate a attack on somebody. So I'm going to spend one of our class points to learn that. And what is this? Quick recovery. I currently have 0 skills into it yet, but if I did it, it's a passive skill, so it's automatically always on. Your combat focus allows you to regenerate stamina faster at plus 0.65 stamina per turn. So, in this game, you have passive stamina and health regeneration, and there are going to be techniques and skills that increase those passive regeneration, and I think that could be important. Maybe. Probably, because stamina is going to be my mana pool for a warrior, so I will drop a point into that as well. So now we have rank 1 of all these skills, and I forgot to mention, so in the use mode on the right side there, you see use mode is sustained, so this is a skill that could be always on, but it's going to take 30 stamina to always keep it on. So keep that in mind. So there are different use modes. So this one is sustained, this one is activated, because you activate it, it does its thing, then it goes on cooldown. Same thing with Rush, it's activated, does its thing, it goes on cooldown. And then this is passive, so it's always on and doesn't take anything to be on. Hope this is all making sense. Apologies if I'm going fast, but feel free to ask me questions in the comments below if you want further explanations on things. Okay, so next we're going to go to the generic skills. So let's see what we have here. So for this, we can't even get it because you can see the red number, Constitution 23. My Constitution is 13, so I need to get to 23 before I can even learn this skill. I think it's going to be the same thing for most of this. Yeah, so like that strength of 20 to even learn that, so I can't mess with that. Combat accuracy, I guess actually I already have 2 points in that because of my class, apologies. So I do have 2 points into armor training, which, what does this actually do for me? You become better at your armor to deflect blows and protect your vital area. It increases your armor value by 5, your hardiness by 33%. I'm not exactly sure what hardiness is, maybe we'll find out when I jump into the game. And reduces chance to be critically hit by 11%. Alright, so that is what I'm getting passively, because as a warrior, I already have 2 skills into that. combat accuracy, I already have one skill into this because of my class, and this is increases the accuracy of unarmed, melee, and ranged weapons by 13. Okay, that's good to know. So now, it looks like the only one that I can actually learn is going to be highlighted, so that's Vitality. You recover faster from poisons, disease, and wounds, reducing the duration of each by 21%. Additionally, you will gain 1.66 life regen and 5% healing modifier for 3 turns when your life drops below 50%. So I'm assuming that means if you cast a healing spell on yourself or use a healing item, its effects will be increased by 5% if you're below 50% health at the time. So that's pretty cool. It also tells you that the healing modifier and the life regen will scale with your constitution. Now as a warrior, you want to have a high constitution, so you're probably going to want vitality as well, so I would drop a generic point into that. And I still have a category point, but I may just keep that for now because I don't have any other actual class points or generic points to use, so there's really no point in unlocking a whole new category like, you know, archery training, superiority, battle tactics, all these things down here. So we're going to exit. It's going to ask us, do you want to accept the changes? I'm hoping that this category point is going to carry over to my next level. I don't know for sure, but I will accept the changes. Oh, wait, before I do that, down here, you can, what is this? You can learn 2 new slots. Do you wish to buy one with a category point? What is inscriptions? You can use the category point to unlock a new inscription slot. I have not done this in my test game, so sure, why not? Let's do this. So let's unlock a slot with the category point that we have left. So what did that actually do? I don't know what inscriptions are yet. I apologize. Again, I've only played this game for about an hour or so. Prodigies. Prodigies are special talents that only the most powerful characters can attain. All of them require at least 50 in a core stat, and many have many special demands. Okay. So that's probably not going to be something we can get to. Oh. So these are all the available talents for prodigy skills. Okay. Won't be jumping into that until we get our character up much higher than level 1. And I also should mention that this game goes up to level 50. So that is, from what I understand currently, the max level. Alright, so let's exit this. We will accept the changes to our character, and we're actually in the game. So, each class has a different starting area. I did enough testing to find that out. So here we're going to start out in a forest. Welcome, Vrillin. You are a native of the northern region of the Allied Kingdoms, a peaceful land that both humans and halflings call home. You hail from a small town called Dearth. Humans are the most common race of the land, and you are one of them. In an attempt to prove your worth, you have decided to venture into the old and wild places of the world, looking for ancient treasures and glory. You have come to a land called the Dearth Fields on the western border of the Thalarin Forest in search of the Troll Mire. It is an old forest infested with trolls and all kinds of wild animals. Excuse me. To the west lies another dangerous place, the old ruins of Corp Hall. You heard... Jeez, sorry, something in my throat. You heard the caves below it were infested with vermin and undead. After days of travel, you have found the forest and entered it. What will you find there? So that is the introduction message you get when you play as a human. So we will exit that. It is now registering our character. We have an accepted quest. So, to look at your quest, you're going to press the J key. And then this is your quest log. So, my active quest of trolls and damp caves. So I need to explore the caves below the ruins of Corp Hall and the Troll Mire in search of treasure and glory. And then it breaks it down to exactly what you need to do. I need to explore the Troll Mire, which is where I am right now, and find out what lurks there. And then after this, I need to travel to the ruins of Corp Hall. So we'll do that after we explore the Troll Mire. Alright, so here is the game. Oh, where to start? So down here you're going to notice a lot of typing. I guess this game connects you to a chat lobby by itself just when you jump into there, so know that. All this is different players currently playing the game, I guess. I don't really know too much about the chat in this game, but anyway. So down here you're going to be your list of skills. So as a human warrior, you saw we have Shield Pummel, so there it is. You activate it by pressing 1, and then you're going to see a direction. So the blue means it is in range, red means it is out of range, because this is a melee personal skill. 2, let's right click to, jumping ahead of ourselves, escape, there we go, escape. So 2 is going to be our shield wall. So it's going to take 30 stamina. We have 102 available up here. This is your stamina bar. This tells you how much stamina you regen every single turn. And this is your health bar and how much health you're going to regen every turn. This is your gold value, your name, obviously your level, and so on and so forth. Oh, one thing that I should mention. Let me open my inventory by pressing I. Okay, so this is the inventory screen. Alright, so in my inventory, I have a transmogrification chest. This is not something you're going to start with. You have to play the game for a little while, and I think you have to complete your very first quest, and then all of your characters from then on are going to get this chest. What this is that every single item you pick up is automatically going to be put into this chest, and when you leave your current level, it's going to ask you what you want to take out of the chest or what you want to keep in. Everything you keep in this chest when you leave a level is going to be turned into gold. And you're going to see gold increased here. So that's pretty awesome. So even items that you cannot use, you still want to pick up because they're going to be put in here and they're going to be, you know, turned into gold at the end of the level. So remember that. But you're not going to start off with this on your first character. You're going to have to play for a little bit, and then you will unlock this chest for all characters starting from then on. Alright. So over here is our characters, all of our different character slots. I'm currently equipped with a iron longsword, which its base power is 7 to 9.8. Damage physical, mastery is weapon mastery, shows you its accuracy bonus, all those, you know, handy dandy traits. And if you want to compare, well, I'm sure we'll find a weapon and I'll show you the comparing then. But anyway, we're going to escape. Okay, so we started off in this map and we are just surrounded by animals and snakes and such. So at any time you can look at your character. Now on the right side you're going to see accuracy, defense, physical power, S power, and M power. I'm not exactly sure what S power is, to be honest. Is there a way I can, let's see. Inspect creature. Here we go. This is your character sheet. Okay, I've not actually looked at this before. Whew. Wow, there's a lot of stats here. Oh, inscriptions. Okay. Infuse wild and infuse regeneration. So I spent a category point to unlock the 4th slot. I must only have 3. I'll jump into what these actually are here in a bit. I know what this stuff is, but we'll get to that in a bit. All right, so we're level 1. We have 0 experience. We have 15 gold. Where does it tell us? Oh, here we go. Wow, there are different tabs. Okay. So attack, accuracy 19. Whew. If you look in the bottom right, we'll learn this together. Accuracy determines your chance to hit your target as well as knock your target off balance when measured against the target's defense. When you use your accuracy to inflict temporary physical effects on an enemy, every point your opponent's relevant saving throw exceeds your accuracy will reduce the duration of the effect by 5%. There's going to be a lot to learn here. Alright, damage. This is the damage you inflict on your foes when you hit them. This damage can be reduced by the target's armor or by percentile damage resistances. It is improved by strength or dexterity depending on your weapon. Some talents can change the stats that affect it. APR. Oh, armor penetration. Okay. Armor penetration allows you to ignore a part of the target's armor. This only works for armor and not just straight up damage resistance. Okay, good to know. This can never increase the damage you do beyond reducing armor, so it is only useful against armored foes. So against a foe that's not wearing anything, you're not going to do bonus damage, so that's good to know as well. I did not know that. Crit chance, speed 100%. Attack speed represents how fast your attacks are compared to a normal turn. The lower it is, the faster your attacks are. But since this is a turn-based game, what does that actually mean? So like if my attack speed is, let's say 50%, does that mean that I only attack like once every 2 turns then? Maybe? I'm not sure. Magical, I'm not really going to worry about because I'm not magical. Okay, mental. Mind power represents how powerful your mental abilities are. In addition, when your mental abilities inflict temporary effects, every point to your opponent's relevant saving throw. Okay, it's kind of like your accuracy. That's the mind power. Okay. Crit chance and mental speed represents how fast you use psionic abilities. I don't think I have any, so I won't worry about that. Damage mods. Critical multiplier. I have 150% damage Or a critical multiplier, I guess. Okay. Defense. Heavy armor. Fatigue. Fatigue is a percentile value that increases the cost of your talents and spells. Oh. It represents the fatigue created by wearing heavy equipment. Wild gifts are not affected by this attribute. Okay. Armor hardiness. Okay, I didn't know what hardiness is. Let's see what this is. It represents how much of each incoming blow the armor will affect. Absorbs hardiness of incoming physical damage up to a maximum of your armor damage absorbed. Okay. So right now my hardiness is 63%. So my armor is going to block 63% of 11 total, right? Up to a maximum of your armor. Okay, that's good to know. Armor. Value. Apologies if this is boring. But I'm also still learning this game, so I'm going to drag you all through this. Apologies if this is boring. I hope this is useful to you and helps determine if you want to buy this game or not. So, anyway. Armor. Damage reduction from all incoming melee and ranged physical attacks. Absorb, which is the hardiness of incoming physical damage up to a maximum of... Okay, we already covered that. This is countered by armor penetration and is applied before all kinds of critical damage increase, talent multipliers, and damage multipliers, thus making even small amounts have greater effects. Okay. So it's chewing through your armor and then hitting you with the critical damage. Okay. Okay. Defense. Represents your chance to avoid physical melee attacks, so this is going to probably be increased by your dexterity. It also reduces the chance you'll be knocked off of balance by an enemy's attack. It is measured against the enemy's attacker's accuracy. So my defense is 7, and my my accuracy is 19, so I'm assuming I'd be able to hit myself pretty easily. Range defense is going to be the same as your armor. Okay, that makes sense. Crit reduction, pretty self-explanatory. Shrug off. Gives a chance to ignore the bonus damage from any direct damage attack. I have a 1% to shrug off critical damage. That's pretty low. Alright, saves. Whew, physical. Increased chance to shrug off physical induced effects. Also reduces the duration of effects by 5% per point. Okay. And this is going to be my spells. So it's the same thing as physical but for spells. And then the same thing for mental but for psi attacks. Okay. Insta-death. This represents your chance to completely avoid the effect in question. Oh, because I'm doing an adventure, I have a 100% chance to avoid instant death, I think because I start off with lives. Okay. And then there you go, there's all my talents. Alright. Enough with that. Let's go into combat. So you can control this game with a mouse or with the arrow keys. I can move one, let's move to the right with an arrow key. There we go. So every single time you move, a turn is going to occur. Every single time you take an action, a turn is going to occur. So that, you have to keep that in mind because all the other enemies are going to be taking their turns when you take yours. So I moved up, you saw all these enemies reacted by moving up towards me. You can hover over any of them, and on the right you're going to see their stats. You're going to see if they are hostile to you. So let's see what I'm going to be fighting here. We have a wolf with 48 HP. It has 30% hardiness armor value, so 30% of my attacks can be absorbed by its armor. Its accuracy is 11. My defense is 6, so they probably have at least over a 50% chance of hitting me. Its physical power is 10. My physical save is 10. And my hardiness armor is 63%, so I'm assuming I can block 6 damage then? I think that's what that means. But what it looks like when I'm comparing our stats is that they're a lot weaker. My accuracy is 20, their defense is 5, so I'm probably guaranteed to hit. So I'm going to use my mouse to left click, and we do a basic attack. If I want to do a shield pummel, we'll hit 1 first and select our target. I'll do a shield pummel, there we go, that round went through. I'm going to activate my shield wall to enter a protective battle stance, increasing my defense by 8 and my armor by 13. But it does decrease my physical damage by 20%. But since I'm surrounded here, I'm going to activate that to do some additional damage mitigation. Let's continue to focus on this wolf, which is now down to 12 hit points. I will attack again, and attack again. And it breaks down the entire combat if you want to read through it all down here. I just kind of keep an eye on my health bar to kind of make things go by faster. So my shield pummel is up in 2 turns. Let's attack this mouse. Attack the mouse again. I'm not going to waste my shield pummel on a mouse that's almost dead, so let's do the shield pummel attack on this wolf. Okay, then we'll finish the mouse. And you can kind of tell, like, all these creatures are pretty low level. They have very low attacks. They're really not getting through. My damage is very minimal, so I'm just going to kind of start spamming attacks here. Alright, we're down to 97 hit points. So, let's talk about those inscriptions. So right now I have these infusion skills, which I'm granted to because I'm a warrior automatically. Not every single class is going to start with these. So this infusion, Wild, it activates the infusion to cure yourself of physical effects and reduce all damage taken by 14%. So if I was poisoned, I can kick this on and it's going to cure my poison effect, and then also, of course, reduce all damage by 14%. So by spinning the category point in my level up screen, I unlocked 4th slot. So I can now have 2 more of these infusion skills, and you get these infusion skills in the world. Hopefully we'll come across one. They're just like little gems that you can activate, and it's going to take an inscription slot, which will hopefully show here in a bit. Let's just continue to attack. I will shield pummel again. Attack, attack. I will activate my regeneration ability, which is going to heal myself for 60 life over 5 turns. So we'll activate that. That took a turn. But now I have increased regeneration. I'm going to continue to attack the snake. I will shield pummel to kill. There we go. Same thing with this. Same thing with that. So there we go. So I was kind of going slow at first because I just kind of wanted to show it off. But from what I've learned, if you kind of get a general feeling of how powerful a creature is, you can just kind of sit there and quickly just, you know, keep attacking it over and over and over and over again until it's dead. Keep an eye on your hit points, and you can kind of get this game to move at a very fast pace. This enemy is Poison Ivy. It cannot move, so I'm going to just ignore it. So you can travel by clicking on this mini-map, or just by clicking on this map. Again, you can use the arrow keys if you want to. You can also right-click on your character and do Auto Explore, and he or she will move around until they find either an item or an enemy. So I'm assuming if I hit Auto Explore, he's going to stop immediately. Yes, and it's going to tell you why. So you rested for 0 turns, and you stopped because you spotted the Poison Ivy. So I'm just going to kind of move up here, and you can definitely see that there is line of sight in this game, so keep that in mind. And you're going to see my character kind of move very fast. So like if I click here, it's just going to go, whoop. Oh, well, he tried to find a path, he did not find one. There we go, he found one. Nothing up there. I just picked up a rough leather glove. Okay, so I'm going to go into my inventory screen by pressing I. Now, as I said, all items are automatically put into your chest. So you're going to have to right click on it, or I'm sorry, left click on it. And you're going to move to your normal inventory if you want to keep it. So there we go. Do I actually want to keep this though? Armor +1. I don't have a glove slot, so sure. I'm going to left click and wield and wear. There you go. It's now on my inventory. And, or on me and out of my inventory. Alright, let's keep going. Keep exploring. Oh, okay, here we go. Let's start with a shield bash. And then attack, attack, attack. There we go. So combat can be pretty fast if you know that you're way above anything in that level, so just keep attacking. There we go. Keep attacking. Boom, 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 boom. Ooh. Rats. So like, in my test game, I actually played as a human before, so I already know that there's nothing really that's going to kill me as a sword and shield warrior, but as a caster, you have to be pretty damn careful in the beginning of the game, let me tell you. Alright, so this is a forest troll. Physical power is 20, but his accuracy is 4, so this guy is going to miss a lot. Oh, he actually hit me that time. There you go, forest troll missed Vrillin. And it looks like I'm getting 2 attacks to his 1, so his attack speed must be slower. Let's inspect the creature. Go to the attack tab. Speed 200% compared to a normal turn. The lower it is, the faster your attacks are. Okay, there you go. So 200%, meaning he's only taking an attack once every 2 turns. So there you go. And I know that I can basically just mop these guys up as a warrior, so I'm just going to keep clicking. I collected some gold that he dropped. Let's keep exploring. Oh, let's show off the rush attack. So I'm going to activate the rush by hitting 6, or you can just click on the skill in your little bar there. And I'm going to click on him. There we go. We rushed him. And then he missed his attack, and he is also dazed. Let's now hit him with a shield pummel, and just keep hitting him. Shield pummel, hit him. There we go. White jelly. Let's kill this thing. Got his gold. Very good. So we're in the early game as a warrior. It looks like you don't really have to worry too much about getting killed. The creatures you're going to come across are going to be pretty easy. I just rushed him and killed him instantly. Let's attack you. Alright, and you're going to find lore all around here. Okay. You find a tattered page scrap. Perhaps this is part of a diary entry. Is a gorgeous glade, but I could swear that looked like a part of a human femur. Saw an absolutely gigantic troll, but fortunately I threw him off my scent. Okay. So there we go, we found a diary entry talking about a troll, which, I'll just tell you now, they are making reference to the boss of this area, which is a giant troll. We'll get to that at some point. Let's finish exploring. There's some poison ivy. I'm going to try and walk around it, but here you go. Okay, I should show this off. So when I walked past it, it attacked me and infected me with a poison. So you can, at any time, go up here and look at what is actually affecting you. Like right now, my shield wall is still on, so that's why it's there. And now I have a poison for one more turn, and I'm going to be taking 0.33 nature damage per turn. Physical save reduced the duration of this effect by 0 turns. So it's going to tell you if your stats reduced whatever is ailing you in this description right there, but I did not actually reduce it, so it affected me for 5 turns. Okay, over here, what is this? A gem. Can it be sold for money or used in arcane rituals? Well, I'll pick that up if I can get around to it. Okay, we have a yellow ooze first. Let's rush it. There we go. Instantly killed. A midge swarm. Let's kill that. There we go. Picked up the gem. Finished exploring. Nothing over there. Okay, so this... Here we go. An infusion. Let's pick this up. And let me go to my inventory and see what this one is. Okay, so this item will automatically be transmogrified when you leave this level. Oh, this is telling you that it's currently in my chest. Okay, so this, when inscribed in your body, so this is one of the inscribed items that you can find around the world, and I have 2 more slots because I'm currently used 2 up with this wild ability and this regeneration one. So this does, it's an activated ability, it's a melee personal with 12 turn cooldown. It's an instantaneous. Okay, description. Activate this infusion to brighten the area in a radius of 6 and illuminate stealthy creatures. So yes, stealth is in this game. I have noticed in my previous playthrough that certain rats have kind of disappeared and reappeared next to me. So there you go. If something disappears, you can activate this thing to kind of make them come out of stealth, or possibly coming out of stealth. The light is so powerful that it will also banish magical darkness. It will also blind any creatures caught inside power 34. I'm assuming that power is going to, the power 34 is going to be put against their physical save attribute, maybe mental, I'm not exactly sure. And then this effect is going to scale with your willpower stat. It can be used to inscribe your skin with this infusion. Let's do it. How do we do that? Move to normal inventory and then I can use it? Use. There we go. So another skill slot has been taken by this sun infusion ability. And from what I remember of the tutorial, you can, if you fill up your slots, so if I had one more and I activate it, then I got another one that I wanted to use, I'm pretty sure you can use them over any of your previous slots. I think the tutorial told me that. I can't remember for sure. But anyway, now we have this sun ability. Let's finish exploring this level. Okay, it looks like I'm explored. So, this little arrow is going to tell you that this is how you move on to the next level. So we're going to go over there, right click on this, and we're going to change level. Okay, now, after you do that, it's going to bring up all items that are currently in your chest. So I have an iron greatsword, which is a massive 2-handed sword. I plan on using only one-handers, so I'm going to close. And we're going to exit this. That item is going to turn into money, and here we go. Oh shoot! This did not happen to me the first time I played through this level. So I guess different things happen with different playthroughs. That's awesome. Please help me. I am afraid I lost myself in this place. I know there is a recall portal left around here by a friend, but I have fought too many battles, and I fear I will not make it. Would you help me? Would this undead warrior help? Of course he will. Lead on, I will protect you. Cool, so I guess we got a little side quest from this guy. We have to lead him to some kind of recall portal scroll and possibly get rewarded for that? I'm not sure. But for right now, I'm going to end this video here. Next time, we will continue the journey of Vrillin the undead warrior, and probably the next video will have a lot less explanations than this one did. So apologies if that annoyed you. I hope it was actually informative and, again, kind of led you to if you want to buy this game or not. But next time, again, we're going to continue Vrillin's journey, and at some point in the future I'll probably switch to a different character, or maybe not. I don't know, it depends on how much I enjoy this warrior. So thanks for watching this first episode, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Take care, everyone.